Hey everyone, Roman here. I know this is not a normal video, but I just wanted to let you know what's been going on of late. I made a community post about this not too long ago, but my grandfather passed away. He lived to be 93 years old, and he had lived a long life, and his health was declining in recent years, and he was still pulling strong. The reason I want to make this video is to let you guys know about it, and that's why I just haven't been busy, because I've just been hearing all these things like the last week and a half. Something was going on. I didn't know what. Like his health, it looked like he recovered better, but then last Sunday I went to give a call to wish my grandfather a happy Father's Day, and then my grandmother picked up instead and told me that he was taken to the hospital with a high fever and something else. And then after we hanged up, after we didn't know what was going on after a while, and like from what the nurses said, that he was talkative, he was okay, and then all of a sudden he stopped mid sentence and he was gone. And there's a few things about my grandfather I was always loved about to hear. He was a fighter pilot. He was part of the Korean War, just training out in like with the fighter jets, and he was going to be shipped out, but before the war had stopped. He was LA. He was LA. He was part of the fire department for the LA fire department, and he was super strong, committed, and just knew what he had to do. And then later in later years he became a metal worker, and just he just was tough. He was strong. He knew that we're always working, keeping the body in motion. And and then he had, and like he's had accidents. He fell and hurt his neck and a few times, but over that time period, he was tough. He was strong. And knowing what he's gone through in his life just is just a surprise for me, that he managed to do all these things without any issue. And currently, what's saddened about me is that I couldn't get to say goodbye to him, but or even just say Happy Father's Day. And I will be going out to hit the funeral and being able to see him one last time. And from this video's announcement, it'll be happening about a week from now. So there's just one thing that one thing that makes me sad is that when his work ethics and just how he continues to work. Like even when he had that neck brace, he was urging to work, to do something better. And even though the doctor said no, I remember my grandmother saying that he cried that he was helpless, he couldn't do anything, and because he just was so trained to do work and just to help. And being reminded of that now, of how much he was um, an inspiration to me, to try to be better, to do stronger, and learning his life. And I'm gonna miss him so dearly. And this is kind of my message to everyone here. For anyone who still has their grandparents, who still has family that they rely on and go to, never forget. Never forget them. Talk with them, be with them, just listen to them. Because I just don't want to imagine anyone having to be dying alone with no one to comfort them, no one to be watchful of them, or knowing if they're loved. And I'm just saddened that I couldn't, that I, we should always remember where they came from and where they've gone. We should always remember the good that they've brought in our lives. And I think my message for everyone here today is to be with your grandparents more, because I just don't want them to be forgotten or alone. I think that would make their days far better, knowing that you care and actually want to visit and talk with them. And just even if you want to listen to some of their stuff, it could be anything that they speak about. But I think it's important. It's important for you to have that family connection, to have that connection with your grandparents, your parents. And if you do something like that, and if some of you have children of your own, you'll be doing the same thing for them as they would for you, to be remembered. And that is all I ask. So please, if you can, just go and love them, as I have with my grandfather. Just go and love your grandfather, your grandmother, and just give them a chance. Give them love. That's all I'm asking, okay? Anyways, I'll talk to you all later. I'm sorry. Romans, I'll see you next time, okay?